10 hidden gems in Switzerland that will transform your travel plans. They say you know Switzerland once you've seen the Alps, ridden a train, and tasted the chocolate, but that's only what they want you to see. The real Switzerland, the one that leaves you speechless, is hidden in plain sight, and most travelers never get close to it. This isn't about the Switzerland you've seen on postcards. It's about forgotten corners, secret villages, and landscapes so surreal they make your phone camera feel unworthy. Ancient towns with castles, cliffside restaurants carved into rocks, and waterfalls falling like silk ribbons from sky-high cliffs. These 10 places are so visually stunning, they'll reset your idea of what European travel is about. And the best part, they're real. You can visit them, film them, feel them, and after this video you'll know exactly how. Lauterbrunnen. Lauterbrunnen feels like it was pulled from a dream. Nestled in a deep valley surrounded by dramatic cliffs and snow-capped peaks, it's called the Valley of 72 Waterfalls. 72 waterfalls, creating nature's orchestra, with a soundtrack that follows you everywhere. Every photo looks edited, even when it's not. Wooden chalets with flower-filled balconies, lush green pastures, and cowbells echoing in the distance. It's not just scenic, it's spiritual. Travelers slow down here because the beauty demands it. Walk the Starbuck Falls Trail or take the funicular to Mürren, and you're in a postcard that breathes. For adventure lovers, paragliding from these cliffs gives you the closest thing to flying without wings. Pro tip: come early morning before the tours arrive. The soft light and quiet trails are the secret behind those magical shots. Lake Brienz. Lake Brienz is Switzerland's mirror to the sky. This shimmering turquoise lake is so clear, you'd swear it was digitally enhanced. But it's pure nature, surrounded by alpine peaks and charming villages that instantly quiet your mind. Many travelers overlook Brienz while racing to popular cities. But that's what makes it a hidden gem. Boat cruises float past villages where life moves gently. Each bend reveals rustic chalets, steep forests, cascading waterfalls. These aren't just landscapes, they're soul therapy. The trail to Giesbach Falls is one of the region's most rewarding experiences. The waterfall tumbles in tears beside a hotel where Mark Twain once stayed. It bridges history and adventure perfectly. For content creation, this is 4K heaven. But it's not just about visuals, it's what this lake does to your senses. It calms the noise and sharpens the moment. Thun, medieval Thun, is like a fairy tale chapter left out of most travel guides. That's what makes it enchanting. Stroll across covered wooden bridges with turquoise river running beneath, and you're stepping into a forgotten world that moves slower and breathes deeper. This isn't about rushing from attraction to attraction, it's about wandering. Start with Thun Castle, perched above the town with panoramic views of the lake and Bernese Alps. Then explore cobblestone streets lined with cafes and artisan shops where locals greet you like family. Thun masterfully blends history and daily life. 14th century towers shadow modern flower markets, while old clock bells chime as people sip coffee at riverfront terraces. Visit on Saturday morning. The farmers' market brings the whole town to life. The canals draw comparisons to Venice, but with a Swiss twist, cleaner, quieter, and framed by mountains. It's cinematic beauty without trying. Zermatt and Matterhorn. There's no preparing for the moment you first see the Matterhorn. It doesn't just appear, it commands. Rising like a jagged crown from the Swiss Alps, this peak is Switzerland's poster child. Zermatt, the town at its base, is equally captivating. No cars, just silence, cobblestone streets, and nature's steady hum. Zermatt teaches that simplicity can be luxury. The chalets may be rustic, but the views are priceless. Enjoy cheese fondue while watching clouds wrap around the peak like a blanket. Ride the Gornergrat Railway for jaw-dropping views, or take the cable car to Glacier Paradise for a surreal ice cave experience. It's paradise for adventure lovers. Hike the Five Lakes Trail or ski slopes that operate year-round. But Zermatt is one of few places where even non-hikers leave feeling accomplished. Interlaken, between Lake Thun and Lake Brienz, lies Interlaken, Switzerland's adventure capital, where the sky isn't the limit. It's just the beginning. Paragliders dance above rooftops, while hikers vanish into trails that look hand-painted. But Interlaken isn't just for thrill seekers. It's where serenity meets adrenaline. Wake up to mountain silence and end the day on a jet boat slicing through turquoise waters. This town launches you into the entire Jungfrau region, perfect for anyone short on time, but big on discovery. Try the harder Kulm viewpoint, accessible by funicular in minutes, to see the entire region from above. Or explore Hohematte Park, where locals picnic and visitors watch paragliders float down like feathers. Interlaken works for all ages. Families take boat rides, couples stroll flower-lined streets, and solo travelers join hiking groups within hours. Grindelwald. If the Alps wrote a love letter in village form, it would be Grindelwald. Surrounded by snow-capped peaks, flowing meadows, and glacier-carved valleys, this town feels almost too perfect to be real. But it is. Grindelwald is paradise for nature lovers and hikers. The first cliff walk offers mind-blowing views and heart-pounding thrills, while the Eiger Trail brings you face-to-face with one of mountaineering's most iconic north faces. Less inclined to hike? Even the train rides feel like slow-moving dreams. Rent a bike and coast through valley paths at sunrise. The air is crisp, the light golden, and cowbells echo like nature's soundtrack. These moments are why you have to feel Grindelwald. Once you do, it sticks with you like a melody you can't hum, but never forget. The locals are warm and welcoming. Grab coffee at a family-run cafe, and you'll likely get a handwritten map of secret trails and photo spots. Lucerne doesn't try to impress with noise, it seduces with detail. A wooden bridge with 17th century paintings, a quiet lake mirroring the sky, and mountains that lean in like nature's embrace. This is where Switzerland's soul whispers. The Kapellbrücke isn't just a pretty bridge, it's a timeline in wood and color, crossing the Reuss River with elegance. Steps away, the old town reveals pastel facades, medieval fountains, and alleyways that beg you to get lost. Mount Pilatus and Mount Rigi stand nearby, offering panoramic viewpoints reachable by cogwheel train or cable car. Take the golden round trip: boat, cable car, cogwheel, then train. It's a full-circle adventure wrapped in efficiency. Lucerne blends old-world charm with modern livability. In summer, it transforms into an open-air gallery. In winter, it glows under fairy lights and markets filled with mulled wine. Montreux and Lake Geneva. There's a smoothness to Montreux that feels cinematic. Palm trees sway beside snow-covered peaks, and jazz floats in the air like perfume. Positioned gracefully on Lake Geneva's edge, Montreux has long attracted artists and visionaries. Freddie Mercury called this place home, and you'll understand why within your first hour. Montreux's charm lies in contrast. Walk the lakeside promenade with swans gliding beside you, while the Dents du Midi loom like watchful giants. This is Switzerland's Riviera. When the Montreux Jazz Festival arrives each July, this peaceful town erupts with creativity. Head to Chillon Castle, minutes away by foot or boat. It's one of Europe's most well-preserved castles. The combination of architecture, lake reflection, and alpine backdrop is practically unfair. The Lavaux Vineyards, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, sit just beyond Montreux. Sip local wines while watching sunset over the lake. A pairing as natural as breathing. Appenzell doesn't scream for attention, it smiles. Nestled among rolling green hills and framed by the towering Alpstein range, it's where you half expect to see storybook characters walking down the street. This village is one of Switzerland's most colorful secrets, with hand-painted buildings and rustic traditions. What makes Appenzell unforgettable isn't just scenery, it's culture. Here, cows still wear bells, cheese ages in mountain caves, and locals vote in open-air assemblies. Yes, democracy happens in public by show of hands. Hiking in Appenzell teaches balance between effort and reward, silence and awe. Trails like the Ebenalp route lead to the Isker Cliff Restaurant, carved into a rock face and famous for both views and viral photos. The village itself is warm and walkable. You walk into a bakery and end up talking to the owner about his grandfather's recipe. Stop to admire a mural, and a passerby tells you the story behind it. Bern, Old Town. Bern feels like a postcard left untouched for centuries. Its sandstone buildings, red-tiled roofs, and arcaded streets hold quiet dignity, as if the city knows it's special but doesn't need to brag. As Switzerland's capital, Bern walks the line between elegance and ease. The Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is laid out like a time machine. Walk its curved lanes past medieval towers, ancient clockworks, and fountains decorated with Swiss folklore. There's no rush here, just slow steps on cobblestone streets. See the Zeitglocke, an astronomical clock that comes alive with moving figurines every hour. But also visit the Rose Garden, where panoramic views give you the whole city in one gaze, especially at sunset. Bern is also a cradle of intellect. Einstein developed his theory of relativity here, and his house is now a museum. Walking through those rooms, you realize genius doesn't always shout. It thinks quietly. Now that you've seen what most travelers never will, which of these places spoke to you? Which one made your heart skip a beat or sparked that quiet voice whispering, "I need to go there"? These aren't just scenic spots. They're invitations to slow down, reconnect, and experience something that actually moves you. You've just unlocked 10 of the most beautiful and underrated places in Switzerland. The question is, what will you do with that knowledge? Will you keep scrolling, or will you start planning the kind of trip that changes you from the inside out? Tell me in the comments, which hidden gem is now at the top of your bucket list? And if you've found value in this journey, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started. More travel guides, more hidden gems, and more unforgettable adventures are on the way.